What if a mission across the galaxy uncovered something far more than expected? Not just an alien craft, but a trail that led to an inhabited world. Today on Cosmic Disclosure, we begin unraveling the classified Cronus 5 missions to the TRAPPIST-1 system and the planet known as Artus. I'm guest host Josh Golombeski, and joining me once again is Richard Doty. Rick, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Josh. Good to be here.
All right, let's jump right into this. What was Mission 27 for the Cronus 5 craft, and why or how did it track another alien craft?
Well, Cronus 5, Mission 27, was on another mission in someplace in space. And during this mission, they entered and exited a time portal. When they exited a time portal, they encountered another craft. This craft was huge. It's about 460 meters long, about 175 meters wide, 85 meters in height, had 16 different compartments on top and around the craft. It was so enormous that they thought the commander of Cronus 5, Mission 27, took it upon himself to follow it.
Okay.
Thought, well, we got to see where this is going. This craft is something we haven't experienced before. We're out here in deep space. We just completed a mission. We have the supplies and the equipment to carry on at least another mission for a certain period of time. They did send what they call a hyper message back to Earth and letting the Earth know that they're going to be on another mission, because this wasn't a planned mission. This is something out of the ordinary, so to speak. So they began following this craft. There was some distance behind it because, as I have said before, they didn't want a confrontation. The Cronus crew had 16 astronauts, plus we had the ability to scan the craft. Sometimes that scanner worked in determining what was inside the craft, and sometimes it didn't, according to Ben. In this particular time, they could just see the exterior sections, as they call them.
Now, you mentioned in previous episodes that these astronauts have a catalog of ET crafts. Did they know what race this craft belonged to?
They had a database within Cronus 5, within their computer, of every type of craft that we had knowledge of, or we had in captivity. And so immediately they compared what they were looking at to what they had in their database, and they didn't find anything similar.
Oh, really?
So now this is an unknown. And this gave him even more incentive to follow this thing. They didn't know how long they could follow it. They didn't know what it was going to do, or obviously what its destination was. But their idea was, let's follow it as far as we can, and let's see how far or in what direction this craft goes.
So it wasn't a part of the original mission. The captain made a call to go chase it.
This was not part of the original mission. The original mission of Cronus 5, Mission 27 had ended, and they were coming back when they spotted this other craft after going through a portal. Now, I'm not sure which portal, because I think they went through a couple different portals. I'm not sure which portal that this craft appeared.
What year was this?
This is in 2012.
So that was a pretty courageous decision by the captain, but was he following protocol? Is there a consequence for that? Is that something he has the ability to make the call in the moment for?
Well, according to Ben, the captains of these Cronus vessels had a lot of latitude. They're out there in deep space.
Yeah.
They don't have a telephone they can pick up and call their commander or the person next in charge and say, hey, I want to do this. They have to rely on their own training, the capability of the craft, the health of the crew. There's all these factors they take in consideration before they decide on whether they want to go after some craft and follow it or to continue on to Earth. So there's some latitude they do have.
Okay, so they're following this gigantic unknown ET craft. Where was it heading?
They have to go through another time portal because they're still, 10 or 12 light years away, something to that effect. Well, now they have to be really careful, and I don't know the actual procedures or the consequences of two crafts being in the same time portal, but Gary told me that's a no-no. You don't want to be in the same time portal with any other craft. You want to make sure that you're either the first one in or the last one in as the other one comes out. And so that they had to then slow down and wait. Now, after the extraterrestrial craft goes through the time portal,
How do you
they
know?
can't see it.
Right. Okay, how do they know when it comes out?
Exactly. So they have to go through it, hope they end up in the same location, and then try to locate it.
Oof.
They know based on their navigational equipment and a lot of classified stuff that he's not talking about to me. They know how to track things. They know directional, where directions are in universe. And so luckily, when they came out of the time portal, and he says it's not instantaneous when you come out of the time portal. It takes the astronauts really some time to reorient themselves. Now, the craft itself, they have been able to perfect electronics whereby the time portal doesn't affect electronics. So coming out, the artificial intelligence that's flying the craft through the portal and coming out, it's doing its job. It's going where it's supposed to go. It just takes a while for the astronauts to orientate themselves to coming out of that time portal.
Sure.
Okay, after they detected the extraterrestrial craft entering the solar system of TRAPPIST-1 star,
Okay.
which is in the Aquarius constellation, they went in to that solar system to try to find out which planet. Now, we're talking a great distance here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it's in a close neighborhood. They saw it go towards, which was later identified as Artis. At that point, they realized, okay, our mission's ended. We've tracked it to that point. We've seen the craft. We have identified the craft, know the size of the craft. It's not in our database, but we know where it's located. Now they know that that planet probably has life on it.